Aradia, be the huge bitch. Blah, blah. Enter name. Your name is Vriska Circuit. You are a master of extreme role-playing. You can't get enough of it, or really any game of high stakes and chance. You have persisted with the habit even in spite of your accident. But then again, you don't have much choice. Your Lucis is very hungry, all the time. She can only be appeased by the flesh of young trolls. You cloud campaigns for teams of flarpers, utilizing your abilities for orchestrating the demise of the impressionable. Your victories supply you with treasure, experience points, and spider food. You are something of an apocalypse buff, which is something you can be on Alternia. You are fascinated by end-of-the-world scenarios and enjoy constructing doomsday devices for the hell of it. You are drawn to means of dark prognostication and the advantages they offer, particularly in gaming scenarios. Your abilities in this department were hobbled with the loss of your vision eightfold, and you have since sought alternatives through various black oracles. You consult with these ominous globes, but routinely destroy them in frustration over the puzzling, guaranteed inaccuracy of their predictions. Breaking them has developed into a habit bordering on fetishistic, and with each you destroy, you add to an insurmountable stockpile of terrible luck. You have to stop, but addiction is a powerful thing. Your troll tag is Arachnid's Grip, and your statements tend to be just a little bit overdramatic. What will you do? Check out cool drawing on wall. You drew your own role-playing character for fun, as many flarpers are prone to do. She is the best character, and you wish you were her. Oh wait, you are her. Your wish has been granted. Probably as a special boon for being so great at everything. Her name is Marquise Spinneret Mindfang, scourge of land dwellers and sea dwellers alike, and worst nightmare to silly boy skylarks everywhere. She has accumulated more treasure and gained more levels than any number of the Petticoat Seagrift class ever. She gained all the levels. All of them. Yeah! Proceed to computer. You have a lot to do. So many irons in the fire. Ow! Lousy dice. You just can't ever seem to go anywhere in your hive without stepping on an errant D4. Pointy little bastards. It's just your bad luck, you guess. You've had such terrible luck ever since your accident, and it just keeps getting worse. As far as you're concerned, the world can't end soon enough. As you were saying, so many irons in the fire. Such a tangled web. It is a web full of flaming irons and mixed metaphors. Tonight is a big night. You have a lot of meddling to catch up on tonight. Bugging and fussing and meddling. Take dice. You equip your enchanted dice set, the fabled Fluorite Octet. It consists of 8d8, plundered from a ghost ship during a particularly challenging campaign. In ancient times, such weapons were deployed by roving bands of gamblinants, deadly marauders with a passion for chance. They all died off, though. Took too many crazy risks. Rolling the dice will execute a wide range of highly unpredictable attacks. Very high rolls can be devastating to even the most powerful opponents. Of course, with the luck you've had lately, you couldn't make a good roll to save your life. Got to do something about this awful luck. Gotta catch a break. When you get worked up about stuff, you put 8s in places that don't really make a lot of sense phonetically. Begin meddling. Time to get this show on the road. There are so many people to meddle with tonight. After you ditch an unwelcome solicitor first, that is. Doesn't she realize how rude it is to meddle? You'll fuss with her meddling later. What now? Oh, him. You thought he'd washed his hands of you. Strange timing that he's bugging you tonight after so long without a peep from him. Deal with this guy. Hello. Oh my God, why are you talking to me? This is the last time we'll ever talk. Still sticking with the white text, I see. So smooth and stylish. I forgot how much I loved highlighting it to read all the boring things you have to say. It's like a fun game for super extra dumbass diaper babies. Like opening a present, finding out what obnoxious thing the mystery tool typed. What is it? A parting courtesy, I suppose. All the ways I've exploited you were meant to bring about the events that will take place this evening. Knowing this will provide context for the events in your near future, and will affect how you behave in response. These events will be just as important as those preceding it. I've gone to great lengths, you see. You didn't exploit me. You were just a petty douche with a bad temper who likes to play games, and all I did was humor you. I did exploit you, very thoroughly. It was easy. So full of yourself. Have I ever lost a game? Don't change the subject. What subject are you referring to? I'm going to log off in a big huff, and you have to promise not to use that nasty trick where you log me back on out of petty douchey spite. And then we can go back to never ever talking, because man, that was heaven when it was like that. There's no need for that kind of assurance. I'll be brief. I no longer hold you accountable for any wrongdoing. In fact, I've given your transgression very little thought since the incident. If you acknowledge this amnesty and regard it as sincere, you may begin to find the odds falling in your favor again. This may be essential if you are to succeed on your journey. Slow down, man. I am just wearing out so many pens taking all these important notes. Fuck you for ruining all my good note-taking pens and giving me this terrible cramp in my good note-taking hand. Incredible, the risks you take with your scorn. But of course it was your unpleasant, simplistic temperament that made you so easy to control. Vicious and predictable, like an insect. If you turn a swarm of wasps on a crowd, the outcome is certain. It takes no skilled strategist to understand this. You were, in fact, a waste of my talents. A primitive expedient. Black! What a snob. You're worse than my metally meddler metal friend. I wonder why they waste their camaraderie on you. I'll never understand it. I thought you said you would be brief. I'll say one last thing. Though the magnitude of the ensuing destruction resulting directly from your actions will be neither possible or necessary for you to fathom, there nevertheless ought to be a silver lining. The only question is whether you will live long enough to see it. I'm not a gambling man, but if I was, I wouldn't bet on it. Goodbye. Shoo! Bye, asshole. More hollow comebacks. As hollow and wish-washy as the inside of one of your dumb black globes. What use is all that attitude against a guy who's never wrong? It's so depressing. You can't even work up the energy to smash this stupid thing. Maybe you could stand to have some camaraderie wasted on you, even if it comes from a meddly meddler metal friend. Endure meddling. What? Just wanted to know, is your Lucis dead yet? Huh? What kind of question is that? Is this a trick? Are you trying to sabotage me? Are you in cahoots with someone? No. Cahoots! Cahoots, I say. You sure do seem to be saying cahoots. I'm just asking because mine's dead. What? Oh no. How did that happen? It was just her time. Really? Are you sure it wasn't sabotage? I would suspect sabotage if I were you. No, there was no plot or conspiracy or any trace of saboteurs operating through the special and magical union one can only describe as being in cahoots with another. When a virgin mother grub abdicates and renounces brooding, her time will be relatively short. I always knew this. She was so cool. You had the coolest Lucis of anyone I know. I wanted to meet her someday. Maybe you still can. Yeah, meet her corpse. I guess that's not so bad a consolation prize. Seeing a big dead cool mother grub? Wow, you were so lucky. My Lucis sucks. Why did you ask if she's dead anyway? Do you know something? They are all dying, or are going to die soon. I believe it's a preemptive consequence of the game we are about to play. If a preemptive consequence is a concept that can be said to hold any meaning. But from what I understand, if it is applicable in any sphere at all, then this game holds that sphere. Okay, I don't really get that. So you can just go ahead, think I'm some dumb flighty broad again. I wasn't going to think that. You know what? I don't even think I really understand what I just said, so never mind. Now you have me a little worried. Man, I hope she's okay. Why would this happen? This is just my luck. Have some died besides yours? And, you know whose, I guess. Yes, a few. Carcat thinks it's his fault. He believes his actions triggered an inauspicious chain reaction. You mean a curse? Sure. Wow, between his curse and my shitty luck, we are so screwed. I'm not surprised to see you endorse his paranoia without hesitation, but I was attempting to illustrate a point in bringing it up. Whew! There goes another one sailing over the idiot girl's head. Okay, lay it on me. These events are inevitable, and regardless of whatever emotional entanglements obfuscate their significance, they will ultimately serve an important purpose. The curse had nothing to do with it, and Carcat's notion of a curse is inseparable from his perception of events as intrinsically negative and as tailored to his personal dissatisfaction. And your bad luck is the same way, I believe anyway. Okay. What would happen if you just cleaned up a bit? Don't you think you would step on a few less hard triangles? Why do you try to help me and stuff? What's the point? It's kind of bothersome and insulting sometimes. So I have a messy room. Big deal. My luck fucking blows. It's got nothing to do with it, and you just don't even know. Meddler. Why are you so meddly, Miss Meddlesome McFussy Fangs? Because you're dangerous. No way. I'm just fine. Why don't you can it? Every time you tell me to can it, I think it's funny. I mean, it's just a funny thing to say, don't you think? It's okay to be dangerous. Lots of people are, and dangerous people can be really important. Maybe even the most important sometimes. But it just means there's got to be someone around to keep an eye on them. And if not me, then who? Everyone has an important job to do. Okay, so you're spying on me. Kind of creepy. Man, maybe you should get a life. Or, you know, if you're so high and mighty and think you're so great, maybe you could, I don't know, try and stop me from doing bad things? That wouldn't work. If I tried to stop you, you would regard me as an enemy instead of merely as a nuisance. And what good would that do? So I'm afraid, McFussy Things, it must be. Ah! Okay, great. Fine. I'm going to check on my Lucis now. But I'm starting to think you are full of shit, and I'm quite sure she will be quite fine. You're right. Anything can happen, I guess. But just so you know, I'm sorry for your loss in advance. Ah! Man, why didn't I just get the last word and sign off real quick like I usually do? Let you sneak that little ninja quip in there. Ah! So mad. Lousy, stupid, goddamn supportive friend. Check on Lucis. You go down like the 50 million stairs to her nest below. You wonder if any other kid on the planet has such a high-maintenance Lucis. You doubt it. You pass by one of your completed doomsday devices. You promised you'd build it for an especially powerful and influential member of the nautical aristocracy in return for his collusion during your campaigns. Some guy you were in cahoots with. You guess none of it matters now. It was tough to build and isn't perfect yet. Luckily, one of your pals nearby is pretty handy with technology. He can be tapped for parts and favors frequently. You wonder if any other kid on the planet has as many irons in the fire as you. You doubt it. See, look at this. She's fine. fine and huge and hungry as ever. You guess you're relieved? Yes, of course. Whew! Why wouldn't you be? It would be devastating if anything happened to your dear, sweet custodian.